Okay, so it's been a while since I've come out, and we had a bit of rain and things have been busy. Anyway, this is the construction site of the dog kennels, and we're a little bit muddy on the ground at the moment. We've had 100 mil of rain come through, although that 100 mil of rain has been good because it's given Dave a chance to test, how the concrete's falling and where the water's going, and as you can see, where it sits or where it doesn't sit. A little bit just over there, not too bad actually. When you're doing a concrete job like this, it's 30 something meters long. It is hard to get right completely, but that's about our only spot there that we've got, really that's not too bad at all. Obviously these bits here will be cut down so there'll be water being able to flow out there. We probably should have had another one over there. What do we got? Oh, we do have one there. They've just got it covered up. Aha! Dave's way in front of us here. Look at that. Clever. Okay, so forget what I just said there. Water's going to go out fine there, which makes it 100%. Dave Shields has done well here. Not bad. Okay, so what's been happening? As you can see, elevated rail system for all the... I can't go that way. But all these chemically anchored bits here are in. And then these sections here, which are being built, are... basically, this is a little bit of an assembly line here of all our frames that are going up. And this is where the labour comes into this job. This is just a welding nightmare. It is a lot of work because you've got 1200 mil by 5 metre bays, which just keep going, forever. And so it's, I'll tell you what, it's not a job I could do. It's not this one. This one's big. This is really, really big. Yeah, I'm just jumping across. Oh, Dave's welder sitting here. And what he's done is done a little temporary roof in here just to, with the rain he was working out here. He doesn't stop, I tell you what. It's not bad. But, and as you can see, using a bit of top hat just up there, we've got quite a bit of that left over from a job, so it worked out really well. We could use a bit of that. But as you can see, each bay sort of just goes into the next, and probably should go around the other way actually. I'll get in the mud here. Let me just come around, but you'll get a bit of a better idea just how that's better there. And you can see how each bay just basically has its own area. Now, what we are doing, this is what you love doing to your builder just when just when he thinks everything's going to go okay. We decided to make up these frames here, and they're basically, it's costing about a couple $100 a door by the time we do them, but it'll allow, if you can imagine, us to have doors. So dog kennel, whatever one, dog kennel 2. So we'll cut out a section of this, put a door frame into it, and have the door so that it comes right around back to here. And the dog actually, there's no reason a dog can't have 2, 3, sort of different areas. It's if we're not having a lot of dogs in at the time, we can open up these areas to give them a lot more area to get around. I mean, the 5 metre long areas are pretty good. There's no question, but I can tell you now, for the sake of, it's probably adding about, $3,000 to the job, but to give them more space, I think is really going to be good. As you can see, cabling, etc. We've had to trench all through there. We've got boards going in, electricians coming in to do all that. And as you can see, it's all a skillion roof. So all this front section here will be like a little veranda. So once again, it's just going to benefit the dogs to give them that much more shade, and it's a nice area where, if it's raining, we can get under cover ourselves when we're sort of dealing with the dogs. We're not out. We've previously always been out in the rain, so which hasn't killed us, but hey, there'll be all concrete pathways coming into these areas too. So it's just a way to try and get our dogs. Here's the thing that happens: people bring their dogs in. It's raining. It's terrible. And let's say, even when this wasn't, if it was just grass, they're still getting a bit dirty when they come out. So, sometimes people are having to put a dog back into a car with dirty feet, where we're going to try and see if we can get that as clean as possible, as you can imagine. So, there you go. So that's a bit of an idea what's going on. I wish I could say that I was the brains behind any of this, but I'm just not. Dave Shields is one of our local chaps from Sandy Creek. He's also a good mate of mine. you know, he's really done well here. This is just, it is an enormous job, and a lot of this, you know, has been his thinking, how to generate something that is going to be just a nice situation for dogs to stay in, but also to make sure that, you know, we've got something that is, you know, an economical thing to do as well. So it's been a bit of a, you know, some of us had to toss and turn a bit over the nights trying to work out the budgeting and that. But one of the things we did in the middle here, which I think this is really going to be great, and we lost a couple of dog bays by doing it, but there's the quality that we can give. This area right across here, so this is 5 meters by what? 3.7, I think, 3.5, somewhere around there. But that 5 meters by 3.5, which of course Dave's using as his little work area when it's, well, even if it's not raining, you know, this bit of roof up here is great just to get the sun off you, because that's the other problem we've got out here. The sun's been terrible. But this is going to be stainless steel benches all the way through. We're going to have dog bathing areas through here. We'll probably have fridge to freezer in here, etc., etc. So we'll actually make this area very much a defined spot where we can do a lot of the stuff that normally we do up at the house. There's some stuff that we'll always do sort of back up at the house on the back room on the far end there. That was purpose built for, I mean, things like food preparation we'll always do from that room. But certainly, you know, if we wanted to do a bit of dog grooming or something like that in this area here, or if we need to, you know, medically have some attention to a dog for any reason, normally we're having to take them up to the top. This will be a new section which, you know, certainly can deal with that, and we'll make sure it's, you know, looking fairly nice. Actually, I was just looking at this and thinking, how nice would it be if, when I do this, if I can find a window that I can put in the back section of this that actually looks out to the land out here, you know, especially if you get a view of the dam. It's I won't even say that to Dave just yet. I'll find the window and just I'll pop it out here and sort of put a little mark on the concrete and say, oh, could this go here? Not hard to fit, to be honest, but, you know, it's little touches like that that can really make a difference, you know, just to you know, the finished product as such. So and it is a lovely view out to this dam. I really do enjoy that, that's for sure. All right, so enough raving on. This is just a quick 10-minute look, or less. Hey, that's good for me. That's brilliant. Bit of a look at, hang on, I'll just jump across this bit of mud here. Yeah, just a bit of a look at where we're at. I'll just give you a last look from back here and a bit of a pan. So basically everything you're seeing there is about to replicate itself exactly the same. It's a mirror image. You ask Dave one day, if you meet Dave, just say, what is this thing with Brenton and symmetrical? And he'll just laugh. He'll just go, oh God, you know, like there can't be 13 kennels on one side and 12 on the other. Has to be, you know, I don't know what's wrong with me, but anyway. Oh, last thing too, yes, all this sort of area here, we're going to be excavating, and we're going to create, look, we can't get quite what we wanted, and I'll tell you why. Because over here in this corner, we would be up so high that we'd almost lose our driveway through here. So we're compromising a little bit on our space to be able to get something that's going to, and we're going to have a bit of a drop down from that section there down to this section here. But I think that's going to work okay. I really think it shouldn't be a problem. It'll actually look quite good, but it's certainly a matter of trying to work with the area you've got. So we'll put in a fair bit of dirt on this area, steal a little bit there, just bring that down a bit, and then basically bring that up a bit as it drops. See how it drops off quite severely there? Well, that's where we're going to need to just bring that up a bit. But once again, you know, we just can't bring it up the whole way. You'd be retaining like this here out to here, and that's what we sort of discovered the other day. We're sitting there talking about it, and Dave might be a genius in some areas, but he can't make the land just, you know, sort of be wider. So but yeah, and obviously all this area here gets knocked as far as the shade house is moving. We are keeping this little one over here. We've got a fully concreted 4 or 5 kennels there from memory, and they all meet code, believe it or not. Anything we're doing with those, switching those around so the doors are on this left-hand side of it versus the right, and basically just cleaning it up a bit, getting all these antennas off the top. Chris Dimitrovic, VK3FY, your 10-metre beam is up there, by the way. it's all safe, but I've got a few other antennas got to come off there, and as you can see, you know, this property, towers, and more towers. There'll always be towers. It's we've just put up, in the throes of putting up 2 more. All right, well, I said 10 minutes. I've now gone over 10 minutes. I was actually looking good for a bit there. So that's the spot where we'll hopefully get a few dogs feeling nice and comfortable and at home. And we've just got all the insulation and all the stuff coming in at the moment. So there's a lot still obviously coming on board. But it is definitely all getting there. And as I keep telling people, don't blame the indigo shy. This is the development we should have done 7 years ago. It's really, the more I get into this, the more I think, wow, this is going to be so much better, you know, for our rescue dogs and for the odd, you know, accommodation dog. But and those who don't know, we do a fair bit of rescue work these days, and especially over the fires and that. And that's been, you know what, that's been a really just a brilliant thing to do. We've seen a lot of smiles on faces, which I think is a great thing. All right, all the best, and that's a bit of a look at where we're at. By the way, still got a few dogs over here, not many, but we'll be destroying that area very soon, and they'll come to their new homes. So there you go. Okay, all the best. Cheers.